subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon.
Fortunately for us, the courts have been very quick to respond and very quickly. We were in the process of, in any case, moving to electronic courts and e-courts, and literally all the high courts had that, where the files were all scanned and loaded, and most of the courts were conducting proceedings. Several courts were conducting proceedings on the basis of the soft copies rather than the big files. We saw that a lot in the tribunals, in the Electricity Tribunal and the Electricity Regulatory Commission and several other courts. And now this has just given an impetus to people to migrate very quickly on that side. We are now in the process of the Supreme Court, various high courts and tribunals undertaking hearings through the web on software which is permitting lawyers and judges to convene virtually into a courtroom. And we are also seeing that with the announcement this morning of extension of another 3 weeks and perhaps graduated and phased opening of the economy, it will be a long time before we can relive the life in physical collection of people. So with necessity comes the invention, and here we are with IT, various elements of software development and platforms permitting virtual meetings, virtual networking. The other important thing is that it brings to fore the fact that perhaps there was a significant amount of wasteful travel, and a need to start thinking more about virtual offices, work from home, and a more efficient utilization of our resources, be it office space or travel, and all kinds of cost-cutting exercises. So in the profession, I think it's a time for reset. It's a time for all of us to reinvent ourselves. And I may mention that we were the first law firm in India of the stature that the large law firms are, to have announced work from home on 16th of March, literally a week and more before the government of India came upon the lockdown. The lockdown started on 25th. We are already 3 weeks into it, and we have an extension of another 3 weeks. The Delhi High Court has declared that it's going to function through the summer vacation. We are on a daily basis. I am working, and my colleagues in the firm are working in virtual teams, conducting client meetings and doing settling conferences on the tools like Microsoft Teams. We are conducting training, client outreach. So it is pretty much a complete reinvention of how we worked in the last 3 weeks, and it's worked seamlessly. We were fortunate that we had created the web-based platform and the software around it, and we were comfortable with it. So the switch from the office workspace to a virtual workspace was not very difficult. The day ahead and the opportunity that comes with it is of flattening the hurdle and the barriers of people accessing courts. In fact, if at all, it will remove a big barrier in access to justice, because people will be able to access the court at a much more inexpensive manner. And it brings to focus the technology and the use of technology to try and dispense justice as well as resolve legal issues. So it's a new world. I think we are not going to see the world in the same shape as we saw before 10th or 1st of March. We will have to reinvent ourselves in terms of travel, in terms of public gatherings and all. And gradually but surely the economy will come back. In the meanwhile, this provides all of us, including the young lawyers who can, in some ways and more ways than one, be teachers to the older generation like me, of adapting to technology and absorbing technology in a manner of speaking as a part of our lives. So always clouds bring with it the silver lining, and that is the silver lining of this opportunity. So I would commend very strongly that all of us should try and work harder on our skills. It takes a bit, but not much really, if you are adapted to the web-based platform and the technology of working on laptops, etc., to adapt to it, and it makes life much simpler. So while there is definite inconvenience of not being able to sit face to face and at times be in proximity It does facilitate dealing with challenges of this nature. It is my impression that in times to come, not just the next week, the next quarter, or the next year, we will see increasing use of technology and perhaps reimagining our work-life balance in a very different manner. So here is to a new change, and as I would sum up by leaving the 4 lines from Lord Tennyson's poem, in the passing of Arthur: the old order changeth, yielding place to the new, lest an old custom corrupt itself. So here is to a new world. I think there is a great opportunity to try and do things differently and adapt technology to the benefit of dispensation of justice and solving legal issues. So good luck to you all. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.